Kami nagbabalik po dito sa Bottom Line. Kasama po namin si Paul Soriano. Paul, doon sa pelikula, sabi nga, some people run away from the problems, some run to fix them. This is Thelma in the film. When you were directing, how much of you, because you also wrote the story.
That's right.
You actually collaborated. Did you write it?
I co-wrote it with Troy and Melina.
Right.
I co-wrote it. Yeah.
How much of you was essentially Thelma?
I would like to say a lot of me was Thelma. And I really believe that when people watch the film, they'll find a little something of Thelma and they can relate to. Thelma doesn't take no for an answer. She finds ways to fix things. I don't like...
You don't take no for an answer.
I try not to, you know.
10 months of making you go, Tony.
So I can't take it.
She didn't take no for an answer.
I'm the type of person when it comes to a project, it could be the smallest project, the biggest project. I'm just so passionate about my work. I literally fall in love with my work. And I have to do this. I have to allow myself to do this. Because when it gets tough, you want to hang on to something.
This is tough because, like when you direct commercials, you know, you have to be validated by so many people.
That's
By
right.
the creative director of the agency, you have a client there,
right.
you have a major star you're working with, and everybody has a voice. How do you survive in a landscape where you cannot control, you know, a lot of things?
I have to collaborate. I have to collaborate. I have to listen to my actors. I have to listen to...
But you also have to respect the actor
And
for
I do.
you to, you know, to listen to that actor.
That's why they're where they are. With Ma Salvador especially, you know, she likes to collaborate. She likes to tell me, you know, direct, wait first, let's talk about the scene. And I like that sometimes because, you know what, it shows me that they're equal passionate. They're also passionate about the film. With advertising, I put on a different hat. I listen a lot.
So you change your minds.
I have to. I think filmmaking, making films and advertising is a different ballgame. I mean, the language of film is still there, but in advertising, I'm there to satisfy my client and my agency. That's my job.
Because you're doing a tool,
Exactly.
a marketing tool to sell.
Exactly. But I also respect the fact that they hire me because they like my treatment, they like my creativity. And the great thing about working with agencies and some clients is that they like to listen, and then together we make the best possible 30 seconds.
Are you happier doing commercials, or I don't know if this is politically correct, but masaya ka ba sa commercials more than, let's say, doing films or beautiful station IDs?
Yeah, that's right. Thank you. There's a different satisfaction I get. When I do a commercial, when the client claps after it's been approved, I like that.
Iba yung kaligayahan.
Yeah, because you're able to please and satisfy, you know, a lot of people.
Has anybody told you, work harder, boy, because your father was just so great?
Of course. I had big shoes to fill. My father is up to this day. People still talk about him in advertising.
And so people still remember some of the works he's done.
Yes, it's. I think 2 of his commercials are in the top 25 of all time. So I Can Feel It was his, and Sarsi. You know, my dad always tells me, you know what, when you find your I Can Feel It, you're made.
You're made. And for the rest of your life. Because up to this day, when you talk about Soriano, you say, I can feel it.
Exactly.
You have to find your I can feel it.
Exactly.
Have you found your I can too young?
Yeah, still too young. I think I'm still
too
learning. And it will be there, I think. It will come. Yeah.
At saka, hindi pinaghahandaan, dumadating talaga. Let's go back to Thelma. How do you handle your actors? How do you motivate your actors? I mean, there are directors, for example, who talk to their actors. Ito yung nangyayari, ito yung gusto ko panggalingan. Some directors, ipinakikita nila, ganito ako tumawa, ganito si Thelma, etc. What is Paul Soriano's technique?
I work very closely with my actors. Very personal. Definitely very personal and close with Ma Salvador on this one. She was my film. She's Thelma. It's a character film. I had to break her. I had to deconstruct Ma Salvador and put Thelma in her.
There was no moment in your working relationship that you almost fell in love with Ma Salvador?
Definitely not. I fell in love with her work ethic. I fell in love with her passion for acting. I treated each of my actors the way I would treat them on the film. I didn't treat Maha as Maha. I treated her as Thelma. I treated Techi as Florin. I treated John as Aldo.
In other words, you were in character.
Yes.
That's commitment. That's dedication.
And I told my actors that. I go, once we're here to work, we're here to work. Because you're not Maha. Maha does not have a cell phone on the set. You know? Thelma doesn't have a cell phone on the set. Thelma's from the project.
But that also applied to you as
Exactly.
Because you were part of that
why
community now.
Exactly. I had to detach myself from my life as well. You know?
That can be unfair to Thelma.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
That's really very hard because when you fall in love with a project and when you get immersed into a project and where you become director to characters, you're not Maha, you're not this actor in the same manner that I am your director. I can also forget my private life.
Exactly.
So it's tough. It's really
very tough. It's very tough. And that's
did Tony understand? I mean,
Tony understands.
I'm sure you didn't call him for 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yes, it was that tough. I'm just very thankful that she's also in the business, that she's able to understand. Because when she does her films, when she does her concerts, I also step away. And I just tell her, if you need to call me, you know my number. If you want to see me, just let me know. But I know you've got a big concert coming up. I know you've got a big movie, and I want you to give it your best.
Why should I watch Thelma? Bakit ko dapat panoorin ang pelikulang Thelma?
Because I really believe you'll be inspired. And
inspired to what?
To finally do what it is you want to do.
Kahit anong gusto ko.
Exactly. Because I meet a lot of people, they're unhappy because they're not doing what they want to do. And I ask them why. And they just say, kasi hanggang dito lang ako. You know, sometimes our dreams are to help others fulfill theirs. I don't know. There's that angle as well.
That's noble.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so noble.
You know, to be blessed so that you could be a blessing. You know, stuff like that. I want Thelma to tell people that no matter where you are, ordinary, we're all ordinary people. I want you to find that extraordinary talent that will separate you from the rest.
Paul, are you afraid to do mainstream movies? I mean, afraid may not be the right word. But given the choice, would you go for mainstream? With all the rules of the enterprise and losing the creative freedom of independent films?
Well, I haven't tried it yet, so definitely I can't.
But if you were asked to do it, would you try, let's say, a teleserie, a formula movie?
Well, I think definitely television is not what I'm good at. Only because, number one, is language. So it takes me a while to understand the Tagalog language. Reading it takes me a while. That's why I like film. I can take my time. Mainstream film, definitely, I'd love to try. I'd love to embrace the system and how it's made. And I would really like to see how it would be to collaborate with, you know, some of the studios now and experience how it is and see if I really want to do it.
You have a very strong faith. I've spoken to people, I've spoken to Tony about you, and that's quite admirable. Doesn't it get in the way of your creative work?
I don't think
where you have to direct diverse characters, good and bad, decent and indecent?
I don't think so, because I'm telling a story, and from the first part, that story should be already something that I approve of. The characters, it's just a journey to get there. If you have to be pasaway, if you have to be immoral or something like that, it's just a part of a journey of showing the people and telling the story that there's a journey this person's going through. Okay. At the end of the day, you know, it's
you turn 30 October.
That's right.
Are you ready to get married? The answer. Sa pagbabalik po, dito sa